Washington State's very own slice of Bavaria. Here you can chow down on some hearty bratwurst and wash it down with
Oh, that looks like Germany. What is going on here, my friends?
cold German beer. But that's not all they do here. Do you like nutcrackers? And I'm not talking about the type you had in third grade on the playground. Most of them from Germany, and most of them very old. So old they probably saw the...
Oh my god, this place is incredible. Do you guys know this city? Today I'll be reacting to Discover America's Most Unique Towns. My friends, this should be a fascinating one. I know America is such a beautiful place, but the most unique, I'm super curious. But before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much. It's the best way to show support. If you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Now, link for the original video in my description. I love this type of videos. Let's play it.
Today we're going to take a look at some strange towns here in the United States.
What?
The cities on this list aren't your cookie cutter cities or towns.
Yeah.
These places are special, weird, or quirky. Something makes these places stand out, like their history, their architecture, their theme, or even their location. Myself,
Okay.
I like a town that's got a little weirdness to it.
Oh,
Maybe that
me too.
explains my fascination with Possum Trot, Kentucky. Who knows? But that's what we're looking at today. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look.
Okay, Seaside Florida, number 10.
Number 10, Seaside Florida. Seaside Florida is kind of special. Not
Why?
the name. Every state that touches saltwater has a town called Seaside. I know California has one, Oregon has one, but this one's special. Pristine white buildings all lined up like they're in some sort of architectural military camp. Visitors are pedaling around in pastel-colored bikes like some sort of weird Gap commercial from the 1990s.
What?
And cute little beachside boutiques. This whole town looks like the set of The Truman Show. Remember the Jim Carrey movie?
Oh, I saw
I'm
that
not even
movie.
kidding. Looks just like it. And surprise, surprise.
That's the movie where his life was basically fake. You know, he was living inside of the Big Brother. It's actually a tremendous movie. And I love Jim Carrey. Do you guys like him? He's a tremendous actor, right?
Surprise, this was the filming location of the movie, The Truman Show. When you go to this town, you kind of go, this is what America should look like if all of America had beachfront property. It is literally the American dream, or at least looks
it's
like it. If you're there,
beautiful.
don't miss out on the all-white chapel church. Yeah, it looks like the top of a wedding cake. Not even kidding. They have a cool post
What?
office and rows upon rows of pastel-colored beach houses that look like they've been plucked straight out of a candy shop. This is
Wait, this place is amazing to live. Probably, you know, everything is so organized and so beautiful. Man, but Florida is really expensive, right, overall?
in the panhandle of Florida, and if you've ever seen, I should say most of their beaches there, it is white sand beaches, and it's usually pretty pleasant. If you're looking for it on a map, it is between Destin and Panama City. It's so cute, it's ridiculous, honestly.
Wow.
For the most part, it still looks like the Truman Show. They don't have any homeless people, they hardly have any measurable crime. This is the type of place where white slacks after November 1st might be the biggest crime you've seen all year. If you want to live here, the average home value is $986,000.
Ooh, this is a lot, right, my friends? $1 million for an house. I guess this is a place where rich people can live, let's be real. No, really random. Anyone watching me from this city? No, I know that's probably very unlikely. Population 1.2. I mean, who knows, right? Including cats and dogs? What? Oh man, I love America so much. But yeah, I mean, if you have money, probably you feel very safe here. And Florida overall is so beautiful, so this seems amazing.
Almost $1 million, and I think it'd be worth every penny.
Jerome, Arizona? Love me some
Number
Arizona.
9, Jerome, Arizona. Jerome holds a special place in my heart because
Why?
a lady one time corrected me when I called it Jerome, Arizona. We were talking about how it is considered the most vertical town in the United States, which it is. She told me it's actually called Geronimo, Arizona. I said, no, I think it's Jerome. And she looks at her husband and goes, we were just there. It's called Geronimo. He leans over and goes, it's Jerome. That woman turned 9 shades.
Wait, this place seems very remote. By the way, my friends, we are seeing, I believe, probably 10 towns, right? If by any random chance your town appears here, please leave me a comment. I mean, that would make my day, trust me. And I know it's probably unlikely, but please, Or if you ever visited one of those towns. But going back to this one, Arizona is one of the most beautiful states, I feel like. But this seems very remote, very desert, you know.
Just there. It's called Geronimo.
Desert.
He leans over and goes, "It's Jerome." That woman turned 9 shades of red in about 10 seconds. If you're planning a trip to Jerome, don't forget to wear comfortable shoes because this place is called the most vertical town in the United States for a reason. It is. How vertical is it? Let's just say it was built on the side of a cliff, and their sidewalks aren't as much sidewalks as they are stairs. Back in the day, this was an old copper mining town, and it was dubbed the wickedest town in the West. Nowadays, Jerome's just a tourist hotspot with a quirky twist. Have you ever wanted to eat a hamburger and an old bordello? You could do that here. Want to go visit a haunted hotel? You can. The Connor Hotel. Jerome is a gold mine of vintage shops, wine, and beer tasting rooms. If you want to get out of town and go do something exciting, feel a little adventurous, head over to Jerome State Historic Park. There you could tour the Douglas Mansion, which is a massive adobe house built in 1916 by a giant businessman that was in the copper game. If you want to buy a home in Jerome, it's hot, so I mean very hot. Keep that in mind. But the average home value here is $509,000.
Okay, is half of the price of Florida. And I feel like Florida is also really hot, but that specific city, town was tremendous, right? But Arizona is one of my favorite states. Florida again? What? Gibston.
Number 8, Gibsonton, Florida. Ever wonder where circus performers go to retire, where they stay in the off-season? Well, that is Gibsonton, Florida, or Gibtown as the locals call it. This town earned...
Okay, that could be a start of some type of horror movie, you know what I mean?
a reputation as the retirement community for carnival folk and circus folk for that matter. That was back in the old days. I've watched a couple videos and there's hardly anything left of it. You can still find little, murals and different things, but it's not like it was in its heyday. Now, if you go here, there still are some old carnival folk and people associated with that business, but you're not going to go to the grocery store and meet a fire breather or lobster boy or the bearded lady. Matter of fact, where you're going to find most of them is going to be the local cemetery. Between 55 and 61 artists are buried here after a tragic Hammond Circus train wreck in 1918. Now, there's other ones that weren't associated with the train wreck, but I think that's kind of strange. I just watched a video that was done about 5 months ago by Southern Life where they went to the town and they found different things that were associated with the old history of the town, but it really wasn't what they were expecting. The circus has left town pretty much. Apparently all the circus folks now live in Sarasota. The good news is this is a town that's coming back up. I mean, it's mostly trailer parks where all the circus and carnival folk used to live. I mean, they've been living in trailers their whole life. Why stop in retirement, right? But they're building new homes, and if you want to buy a home here, the average home value is $350,000.
Quite less. Beaufort, North Carolina. North Carolina is south, right? Even though they have north on the name.
Number 7, Beaufort, North Carolina. Yeah. All right, folks, let's talk about Beaufort. And it is Beaufort, not Beaufort. This coastal gem has more charm and personality than a sailor's first tattoo. Picture this, you've got comfortable little shops overflowing with fancy treasures, restaurants that take the dock to dish seriously by serving the freshest local seafood, and historic homes that are as gorgeous as the sun sets over the water. You stroll along the docks and find a bunch of yachts parked there like they're in some kind of showroom. Live music always seems to be playing. Wow. And of course, like any seaside town, Main Street is a treasure trove of quirky t-shirt shops and ice cream parlors that make their own waffle cones, that type of thing. But that's not the cool part, and that's not what makes Beaufort weird. There's more to Beaufort than meets the eye. Beneath its picture-perfect surface lies a swashbuckling history that's over 300 years old. Yep, Blackbeard himself, the legendary pirate, left his mark here when his ship, the Queen Anne's Revenge, took an unplanned pit stop at the bottom of the sea just off coast. And guess what? The place is crawling with diveable shipwrecks, earning it the nickname a wreck diver's
I have to pause it. This place is looking super beautiful. What the...
dream. Yeah,
I guess the word starts Beaufort, but could be beautiful fort.
This whole area was pretty big with the pirates back about 300 years ago. Blackbeard obviously being the most famous. They have pirate boat tours. There's rumors Blackbeard buried a bunch of gold here. 300 years later and sound penetrating radar, nobody's been able to find it, but they're still looking. If you're looking for a house here, it's not that expensive, and this is a nice little town. The average home in Beaufort goes for about...
That's a lot.
$402,000.
For me.
Not bad.
Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Oof. I love Tennessee, my friends. Let's see it.
Number 6, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. A place so packed with fun, it should come with a warning label, where their town motto should be, we still don't know how many go-kart tracks are too many go-kart tracks. Honestly, they've got like 10 go-kart tracks.
Sorry, but take a look. Tennessee is really that beautiful. Am I crazy? No, right. It's really that beautiful.
On one street. Different companies, different places. This isn't just one company that has a bunch of different tracks. It's like one guy was successful with a go-kart track on a piece of property, so another guy decided to copy him. And then like 10 other people did. Pigeon Forge is most famously known for Dollywood, which is Dolly Parton amusement park. But honestly, this town didn't just stop with Dollywood. They decided to turn the whole town into an amusement park. Mostly, I'm not kidding, it is go-karts, but they have like different rides and miniature golf, a Ferris wheel, and an outdoor gravity park. Yes, it's a thing. If you don't know what that is this hill where they put you in a big ball and push you down the hill, basically.
No
you roll down for like a minute or two, get to the bottom, throw up, have a good time.
Oh my, okay. I have a problem with reacting to this type of videos, and I said this multiple times. I lose focus. Every time they show me a landscape of America, damn. That's looking crazy. Am I right, my friends? Yeah, well, let's run it a bit back. I mean, I lost focus. Yeah, this one, no chance.
And push you down the hill, basically. And you roll down for like a minute or two, get to the bottom, throw up, have a good time. This is one of the strangest towns I've ever seen, and I haven't been there in 20-something years. It's just still getting weirder. More go-kart tracks. If you want to buy a home in Pigeon Forge, the average home value is $469,000. Okay. They got a lot of trailer parks there, though. You can get in cheap.
Washington.
Number 5, Lenworth Washington. Welcome to Leavenworth, Washington State's very own slice of Bavaria. Here you can chow down on some hearty bratwurst and wash it down with
Oh, that looks like Germany. What is going on here, my friends?
cold German beer. But that's not all they do here. Do you like nutcrackers? And I'm not talking about the type you had in third grade on the playground. I'm talking about those little, things that crack nuts, like walnuts. If that's your thing, Leavenworth has the Nutcracker Museum. Most of them from Germany, and most of them very old. So old, they probably saw the...
Oh my god, this place is incredible. Do you guys know this city? Leavenworth, Washington? Washington overall is a beautiful state. Man. Oh, man. America always surprises me for... What the hell?
The invention of the pretzel or...
Hey, my friends, I know I pause a lot of times, but leave a like if you enjoy this type of videos, because I feel like you guys may be learning something, and that's good, right?
Or maybe mustard gas. I mean, they're from Germany, so it could be either. Leavenworth is a really cool town. Been there a few times. They have a great Oktoberfest. As you can imagine, I mean, it's a Bavarian-style town. All the buildings, it looks like you're in part of Germany or maybe Austria. It's just a really cool little town. Whoa. But their Oktoberfest is pretty good. A lot of people go to it from the Pacific Northwest. A few years
ago. This remembers me a bit of Colorado. Maybe I'm off, but with all the mountains.
During the pandemic, they'd shut it down for the pandemic, and then some of the locals didn't want it to come back. So it's like you got this whole town based around the whole German Bavarian theme, and you're going to shut down the most German Bavarian thing that they do. Oktoberfest. Who shuts that down? So they tried to get rid of it, but I think they almost had a frickin' rebellion. All those hotels, all those businesses that count on all those visitors. Now, what makes this one weird is it's in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, and it looks like a German town. There's a few of these around the country. I just picked this one. I've always thought it was strange. I've been there a few times. But Leavenworth is a beautiful town. It's nice. It's small. It's up there in the mountains. They have a nice little Christmas setup, during the holidays. It's really, really a neat place to be. It's just kind of weird. If you want to move here, the average...
Kind of weird. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know if the weird word is... You guys have the same definition as me. Weird could be a good thing, but a lot of times it's not a good thing. This is not weird. This is tremendous.
Home value is about $685,000.
Okay. Oh, man. I have a problem. I cannot say the name of that state. No, I will try it. Salem? No, is the problem. Massachusetts. 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 Yeah.
Number 4, Salem, Massachusetts.
Salem, Massachusetts. Okay, I got it now. Yeah. Okay. Massachusetts. Oh no.
Salem has one of the wildest chapters in American history, the Salem witch trials. Colonial Massachusetts, February 1692 to May 1693, a time when your nosy neighbors could point a finger and suddenly you're accused of being a witch. Over 200 unlucky souls had Gladys Kravitz as a neighbor and got drug into this mess. 30 people were found guilty and 19, yes 19, got the ultimate neck stretch, courtesy the hangman's rope. 14 women and 5 men for those keeping score. But wait, there's more. One guy, Giles Corey, decided he wasn't playing along. He wasn't into their game. He wasn't dancing for the man. He refused to enter a plea. Authorities, in their infinite wisdom, thought, hey, let's torture him. See if we get a confession then. Spoiler alert, he didn't make it. And just when you think it couldn't get any worse, at least 5 more people kicked the bucket while cooling their heels in jail. So yeah, it was a real-life horror show. Makes you kind of grateful that one of our biggest gripes about our neighbors, you think he's stealing your Wi-Fi signal. If you want to buy a house in this spooky little town, the average...
Okay, $500,000. Okay, but yeah, this one was a bit crazy, not gonna lie. Massachusetts, what? Well...
average home value is $589,000.
Point Pleasant, West Virginia. West Virginia. I love West Virginia. Yeah, let's see it. You guys know that song? Country Road. John Denver. Don't? You guys don't? You have to check that guy on YouTube. He's tremendous. John Denver.
Number 3, Point Pleasant, West Virginia. For those of you that said that Salem witch trial stuff was kind of weak, what else you got for us, Briggs? I give you Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
What?
This is for lovers of paranormal activity. This little West Virginia town on the Ohio River has some quirky personality. There was a Mothman panic in Point Pleasant in 1966.
What the hell is a Mothman?
Based on sightings of a red-eyed, winged creature. Today, the town is home to the Mothman Museum, as well as the annual Mothman Festival.
What?
There was a movie some years back with Richard Gere about the Mothman. Anyway, the museum showcases memorabilia from the sightings and the 19...
Okay, now I actually remember watching something about Mothman. This was months ago, I feel like. But was something very quick. Some people really believe on this.
1964 Silver Bridge disaster. This bridge disaster and collapse and all the people died in it supposedly had something to do with the Mothman's appearance. When they have the annual Mothman Festival, people from around the world come here and they're really into this. Like, you know, those guys that are into Bigfoot, people think they're going to come here and actually get a sighting of the Mothman. The good news about this strange little town, the average home value here is only $144,000.
Damn, people are afraid of the Mothman. Okay. Whittier. Oh, I know this one. This is the one where everyone lives in the same place, in the same building. Alaska is so beautiful.
Number 2, Whittier, Alaska.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Alaskan town where everyone lives under one roof?
Yes.
That's right. Almost all of Whittier, Alaska's 200 residents call the same building.
Wait, is that a... No. Is that a waterfall? Man, I would live there. Just because of that, I would live there.
Home. Instead of log cabins, tiny homes, and normal homes, they live in a 14-story tower called the Begich Tower. Some people call it Wilderness Tower. The thing is, this building was built for the Army back during the Cold War, and when the Army left, the railroads took over the land, and someone turned the Begich Tower into condos. If they want to live in Whittier, they're going to live in this tower, because since the railroad owns all the property, if you build a house, you know, it's not your property, it's their property. Other than coming by sea, there's only one way in and out of this town, and it's a tunnel. The tunnel closes at night. It opens at 5 a.m. and closes at 5:15 p.m. There's no...
So basically you can be stuck there. Yeah, that could be scary. That could be scary.
no road through the mountains. There's no road around the mountains. You either come by sea or you go through the tunnel. Everything is in this tower. The school, the church, the post office, the cozy corner grocery store, even a notary. Everything is just get in the elevator, go up or down. You're going to find what you need. It was voted a few years ago as the strangest town in Alaska. If you want to live here, you can. They've actually got 2 condos for sale right now. A 2-bedroom goes for $205,000 and a 1-bedroom goes for $175,000. Now that's what's for sale right now. They have some bigger condos that go for more. And they say that the average home value here is $319,000. So that tells me they probably have some that come up for sale occasionally that are in the $300-350 range. All right, before we get to number 1, if you're thinking about moving to any one of these towns or anywhere else in the United States, we have a link for a website called Home and Money in the description area below. They can get you in touch with a real estate agent anywhere you need. All right, on to number 1.
What? Tangier Island?
And number 1, Tangier Island, Virginia. Tangier Island, a place so low and flat, you might miss it if you blink your eyes while cruising the Chesapeake Bay. Yes, Tangier is in the middle of the Chesapeake Bay. This tiny speck of land is home to a bunch of hardy watermen and women whose ancestors have been hanging out here since the colonial times. A lot of them are direct descendants from people that lived there before the American Revolution. The cool thing is, this island is packed with jaw-dropping tales. We're talking about Native Americans popping by to hunt and fish, and even some enslaved African Americans making a daring escape to find freedom on this very island. Tangier's got stories that will blow your mind. Right now, it's sinking. A lot of it has to do with erosion. It's basically a sand island, and time is catching up with it. At certain
Oh, damn, that's scary, actually.
parts of the day, when the tide comes in, Main Street is about 3 inches deep in water. Most of the houses are now up on stilts. And if you moved there and wanted to purchase a home, maybe pass it on down to your kids or your grandkids, I don't think your grandkids are going to see it. This island is on borrowed time. They say they could build a seawall and save the island, but there's really only 500 people living on it. Last estimate was a seawall would cost right around $30 million. But it is a very interesting town and island. If you wanted to live here, the average home value is about $220,000.
Okay. Oh, but that money is not smart, right? If the island is disappearing.
All right, if you enjoyed that video, I bet you'll enjoy one of the 2 videos being suggested for you right now. Everybody have a great day. Be nice.
Wait. Top 10 cities to buy a house in 2025? My friend? You guys know what I'm about to ask, right? Should I watch this one? Leave me the number 25 if I should watch this one. And if that's the case, I also assume you end up watching until the end. And that means a lot to me. Basically means that I'm not a crazy Portuguese guy speaking alone here. Yeah, leave me the number 25. That said, but could be a really cool video, that said, thank you so much for watching. Really means a lot. You guys end up staying until the end. See you guys in the next one. Bye, my friends.